and welcome to the news here on Magic Bricks Now. I am Krishna Kumar. Time now to look at all the headlines that we're tracking over here. Tamil Nadu's political thriller continues. The OPS camp's sensational charge, AIADMK MLAs being held hostage in Golden Bay Resort. The governor intervenes, orders Chennai's top cop to find missing lawmakers. And as the war for Mumbai's civic elections escalates, Shiv Sena's oldest ally of the BJP takes Congress's side in raincoat war, criticizes PM Modi. Straight up latest from the political thriller in Chennai, where AIADMK Secretary VK Sasikala, who's fighting a bitter fight for power with O. Panneersevam, is facing a new set of allegations. This time, NGO Arapur Iyakkam has alleged that Sasikala and her family had been involved in encroaching government and private lands for several years. Listen to this.
The land that is in question is about this Panneersevam Bangla, which is totaling to about 112 acres. And in that, a lot of survey numbers and lands have been grabbed and encroached improperly. So this complaint is specifically about four things. One is there are government ponds that have been encroached. For example, survey number 406 is a government pond. Very clearly we have submitted with proof, which has been registered in the name of Sudhakaran. Then we have looked at government lands, which is survey number 392/1, 345/1. All these are survey numbers which are classified as government lands that has been registered again in the name of Sudhakaran in Ilavarasi. And then there is this complaint about Gangai Amaran's land, Panneersevam Bangla, extending to almost 22 acres. And Gangai Amaran has said in open court during the disproportionate assault case very clearly that he has been threatened. He didn't want to sell the land, but Sudhakaran landed at his place, got the signatures, and these lands have been registered in the name of Sasikala. And the court has verified the documents and have said it very clearly. And number 4, there is a couple called Vijay Lakshmi and Kannan, who have bought 16.44 grounds of land in Karungulipallam village. So Sirudavur, Karungulipallam, Payanur, these three together constitute the 112 acres. Now, in this Karungulipallam, they had the 16.44 grounds, and suddenly one day when they visited, it has been encroached by Sasikala and the relatives. We have appealed to the DGP is that he must immediately arrest Sasikala and the relatives for land grabbing and encroaching these lands, and restore all these lands back to its original owners, and the government lands and government pond must be restored back to the government.
Meanwhile, Tamil Nadu's Governor C. Vidyasagar Rao met the DGP of Tamil Nadu at Raj Bhavan to inquire about the law and order situation in the state. Tamil Nadu's Chief Secretary also reached Raj Bhavan to meet with the Governor. And earlier on Thursday, the Tamil Nadu government with Panneersevam and Sasikala and both the leaders have requested the Governor to ask them to prove majority in the State Assembly. Now, all eyes are, of course, on Governor Vidyasagar Rao now. Meanwhile, the Madras High Court has asked the Tamil Nadu police to file an affidavit on the status of AIADMK MLAs who have been lodged at 2 resorts. Acting Chief Minister O. Panneersevam has earlier claimed that these MLAs have been kept hostage by the Sasikala camp. However, AIADMK MLAs holed up in Golden Bay Resort in Mamallapuram near Chennai are refuting charges that they are being held against their will. My colleague Nikhil did manage to speak to some of those MLAs at the resort. Take a look at this.
OPS is now tired of being a UPS, which is essentially a backup. He used to be the backup and he doesn't want to be that anymore. He's taking claim to be the full-term Chief Minister and a full-time Chief Minister. Having said that, the number of people on his side slowly is increasing, but not increasing to an extent where the caretaker can be the troublemaker. In that sense, we could say that Sasikala still holds the edge to be elevated to the post of the Chief Minister. But the fact is, there is a cloud of suspicion that surrounds and engulfs this particular situation, largely because of the restricted access to the resort and the whole effort to have a resort arrest kind of a situation come about here in Mahabalipuram. And these are issues that will possibly be sorted with the governor taking a call on the future course of action, and that possibly will be decided post the DGP submitting his report to the governor, where he has sought details on allegations of if the MLAs are being held here against their will. Sir, is this a resort arrest? There are 10 things being said. DGP is supposed to come here and take stock and submit a report. What do you have to say?
தாராளமா வரலாம். எங்க கூட வந்து நல்லா பேசிட்டு கலந்து சந்தோஷமா பேசிட்டு எங்க கூட டிவி பார்த்துட்டு சாப்பிட்டு போலாம். அவர் வர வேண்டாம்னு சொன்னோம். நல்லா வரலாம். நாங்கெல்லாம் சுதந்திரமா இருக்கோம். எங்க கூட ஜாலியா வந்து பேசிட்டு போலாம். எப்பவும் ஃப்ரீயாவே இருக்கிறதுல இந்த ஒரு 3 நாள் ஒரு ஃப்ரீயா கிடைச்சிருக்கும். அதனால 3 நாள் ஒட்டுக்கா பக்கத்துல.
However, when Times Network visited the MLA's hostel in Chennai, where we found out that some hostel rooms were locked while some were occupied with MLA's supporters. When the Times Network questioned the supporters, they said that MLAs were in a resort in Mahabalipuram or Mamallapuram near Chennai. So who's sponsoring this resort holiday? And isn't it strange that over 100 MLAs are lodged in this resort at a time when the state is going through its biggest crisis? We are going to keep a close watch on all such developments and bring it to you as and when we get development.
சொந்தக்காரங்க வீட்டுக்கு இருக்கீங்க. ஆமாம். சரி சரி. வெளியே போயிருக்கேன். வெளியே போயிருக்கேன். 2 hours.
ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் எங்கே ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் அங்கே இருக்கேன். அங்கே ராஜீவ்காந்தி ஹாஸ்பிட்டல். சரி சார் சார்
சொல்றாரு நேத்து அங்கே மாபலிபுரம்ல இருக்காரு. இப்போ மாபலிபுரம்ல இருக்காரு சார். எப்போ வந்துடா சார்? இப்போ சாயங்காலம்.
Away from that and on to a case that we have been closely following. The Villeparle case came up for hearing earlier today in Andheri Magistrate Court. The accused has now been taken into judicial custody. We are talking about an update in the shocking case where a 24-year-old lady physiotherapist was raped, murdered and set ablaze. My colleague Disha Shah, who was at the Andheri Magistrate Court earlier in the day, joins me on the phone line with the latest. Disha, talk to us what exactly happened at the court today.
Yes, absolutely, Krishna. The very heinous and gruesome rape and murder case, a 24-year-old physiotherapist in Villeparle, the accused has been sent to the judicial custody. For the past 15 days, he was in the police custody, and now the court has sent him to the judicial custody, which means that all the investigation is done by the police officials at the Villeparle and the crime branch. In fact, what we also understand at this point, the charge sheet will be filed by month end, that's February 2017. And in fact, what we also learned that police has submitted all the strong and enough evidences that proves the case against him, right from the DNA to medical test samples, and even all the accused clothes and the objects that were used to commit that crime from the crime spot. So now what is the latest? That he will be in the judicial custody till the further investigation. Once the charge sheet gets filed, then the trial will begin for the accused. And now the police is also will also appeal to the court that this particular case should be fast tracked. The trial should be fast tracked. So. And even when we spoke to the family is also really, it's a huge sigh of relief for them, because now the accused is finally behind bars.
The accused is finally behind bars is the word coming in from Disha Shah. Disha, thank you so much for bringing us that update.
On December 6th, Magic Bricks Now reported the rape and murder of a 24-year-old physiotherapist. This channel was relentless in reporting the case and questioning the police and the government as to why no arrests were made.
Over a month now, but still no arrest has been made yet in a case of a 24-year-old physiotherapist who was raped and brutally murdered.
We kept up the pressure, knocking on the doors of the government repeatedly.
She was not out on the street. It was not about what she was wearing. It was not about where she was or who she was with or what she was doing. This young girl went to work, came home, and she was in her bedroom.
Our relentless pursuit finally yielded the result.
Finally, the accused, identified as Debashish Tara, was arrested by the police.
A special team of the Mumbai police finally arrested 27-year-old Debashish Dhar from West Bengal.
8 police teams were formed inside Mumbai and also outside of Mumbai to only crack this case.
A Magic Bricks Now impact.
Considering it's one of the brutal attacks, the charge sheet will be filed within 10 days.
Honest, relentless, in search of truth. A Magic Bricks Now impact.
Now, Bengaluru's civic agencies seem to be diving in a new controversy now. Now, apparently the BBMP or the Brihat Bengaluru Mahanagara Palike is building a skywalk at the same spot where the ramp of the controversial steel flyover is proposed by the BDA or the Bengaluru Development Authority. However, BBMP has now stopped the construction work and have asked the BDA to confirm whether it's planning to construct a ramp for the steel flyover on the same stretch. My colleague Shrija gets us this report from Bengaluru. Take a look.
After the BDA and the BBMP stirred up a hornet's nest with their respective projects, that is the proposed steel flyover and the road widening on Joy Mahal Road. Now, these two civic bodies are now at loggerheads. What we understand is that the BBMP had plans to in fact come up with a skywalk right on this very road, that is the Chowdaya Road. As you can see behind me, they had already in fact started up the project. They have in fact also erected the pillars for this very skywalk. As you can also see, the branches have been pruned, and in fact they had sought permission from the tree committee as well to axe 2 of the trees for this very project. However, it was stalled because of the BDA officials who approached them asking them to abandon the project, giving them the reason that the down ramp of the steel flyover, proposed controversial steel flyover, will come up on this very spot as I'm standing here. Also, which makes it very clear for a fact that the BDA has plans to vacate the stay which is on this very flyover. Also, we have to remember the fact that this very road houses 2 important landmark locations. One is the Indira Gandhi musical fountain and the Jawaharlal Nehru planetarium, which sees high influx of tourists, and in fact crossing on this particular road makes it very difficult for the people. As you can also see, the vehicles move at high speed, which makes it very difficult for the people to cross on this very road. That is the very reason the BBMP came up with this skywalk. Unfortunately, it has right now been shelved by the BDA. In Bengaluru, Shrija for Magic Bricks Now.
Skywalk at Planetarium connecting the Indira Gandhi Fountain Museum and Nehru Planetarium was conceived in the year 2015, March. So after that, there were many negotiations and happenings with the agency, how to plan it, how to wear the staircase, whether it should be provided with a lift or escalators. All those things were discussions were happened, and it was cleared in the month of June to go ahead with the construction of the skywalk. We need to prioritize. Now the skywalk is secondary when it is compared to the steel bridge, which will carry heavy vehicles and it needs. So the steel bridge or the elevated corridor becomes a priority. Over that, the skywalk becomes second priority. So here and there we are adjusting. So the urban planner knew about the skywalk, but it is not yet done. See, in the same way, in the Basveshwara Circle, one agency had already constructed a skywalk. that skywalk will be removed to make way for the elevated corridor. Instead of calling it as a steel bridge, we should call it as an elevated corridor connecting Basaveshwara Circle and Hebbal Flyover. From the past 3 to 4 days, we are working with the BDA, and probably in a couple of days, we are finalizing the location also. To implement the skywalk, the ramp and the staircase is an important thing. So we will also see the safety and utility point also before implementing.
It is not stalled as such, but our elevated corridor alignment is coming there. So we have to BBMP skywalk and our alignment should be coordinated together, and then they can start the construction. We can have the good coordination between both the agencies, and we can proceed. Either skywalk or the subway, whichever is feasible, that we can plan it and go ahead. We will sit together and finalize our alignment.
Now, even as the steel flyover fight escalates once again in Bengaluru, the fight for green cover begins in Mumbai. The controversial RA colony is in question again. Now, Mumbaikars and activists are fighting development body MMRDA as it eyes land for Metro Bhavan in RA colony. Disha Shah gets us the latest in this case.
This is the place, exactly the same area where the Metro 3 car shed is going to come up in RA. The whole area that you see, total 30 hectares of the land is going to be used to construct the only Metro 3 corridor here in RA. The green lung of the city is what we call. In fact, there has been a lot of tussle going on between the citizens, activists and the government agencies alike for the past 2 years, despite NGT putting a stay on saying that there will be no construction in RA, it's a no development zone. Still, citizens and activists say that MMRDA, MMRCL and even the state government for that matter, they have been proposing construction after construction developments and activities. And the latest what we learn is that the MMRDA has proposed the construction of a centralized control center over here in RA, which again will take over 2 hectares of the land. This center will propose all the communication of the proposed metro corridors in the city, and this development has again not quite gone well with the citizens and activists who have been fighting and protesting to save RA and to protect RA. In fact, the land that you're seeing at this point in time, this particular land belongs to farmers and Adivasis, and also the 30 hectares of the land. When we spoke to them, they say that they do have an idea that the Metro 3 car shed is going to come up, but the state government and nobody from the MMRDA or MMRCL has come forward to ask or to lend them any sort of alternate accommodation or to even tell them that where they will go, because this is the only survival for them, that is their land, the farm that they take care of. In fact, lastly, what we also learn is that they say that despite any proposals by the MMRDA, citizens and activists say that they are not going to let Metro 3 project come up in RA. They are going to fight for it, they are going to protect it and save it. This is Disha Shah for Magic Bricks Now.
मेट्रोची जी लाईन धावणार आहे ती तुम्हाला हायवेवर तर दिसतच असेल, मेट्रोची लाईन कशी धावते. अर्थात मेट्रोला विरोध नाही, मेट्रो ही झालीच पाहिजे लोकांसाठी. पण मेट्रो होताना मुंबईचं काय हा मोठा प्रश्न. 80 एकरची जागा त्यांनी घेतलेली आहे, किंबहुना ढापलेली आहे मुंबईच्या हक्काची जागा. 80 एकरचं जंगल, 8 एकरमध्ये पहिलं ते मेट्रो शेड बांधणार आणि मग ते चालवायचं कसं. पैसे मिळत नाहीत मेट्रोसाठी, म्हणून 80 एकर जे बाकीचे आहेत ते त्याचा FSI 3 करून बिल्डरांच्या घशात घालणार. हे मान्य आहे तुम्हाला? श्वास घ्यायचा कुठून? आता जसे ते वायफायचे हॉटस्पॉट लावत आहेत, हे असं जर यांचा विकास असेल, नंतर ऑक्सिजनचे हॉटस्पॉट लावायला लागतील मुंबईत. झाडं कापली, विकास झाला, आता या ऑक्सिजनच्या हॉटस्पॉटवर या. हा मोठा प्रश्न आहे.
Days after parting ways this BMC election 2017, the Shiv Sena has attacked former ally BJP, this time over Prime Minister Narendra Modi's raincoat jibe at former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. In fact, the Shiv Sena also seems to be leaning towards the Congress. Listen in to Arvind Sawant of Shiv Sena on this issue.
Sir, today you have praised all the past Congress Prime Ministers. Is it any indication that the Shiv Sena is favouring the Congress?
It's ridiculous. How can you say like this? What they have said is, see, Honorable late beloved leader Balasaheb Thackeray used to say, the person who does a good work, let it belong to any party. If he has done it, we should appreciate it. And even if he belongs to my party also, if he doesn't do the good work, we should criticize it. So that is nowadays that word is more important, transparency. So you are transparent. And transparent in the sense, whoever in the past has done best, we have criticized Indira Gandhi ji. We have criticized everybody. But doesn't mean whatever best work she has done can be ignored. So that is what they have made him to realize, that this is what has happened in the past. You needed courage to take such decisions, for the formation of Bangladesh. That war you cannot win. The Amritsar temple, that incident you cannot forget. So there she has shown it. And even the late former Prime Minister also, Mr. Vajpayee has said she is a Durga. He has said it on record in Parliament. So what is wrong? So we recollected all those things and said, well, this is what is the situation in the country. This is what the history of the country.
And in our special series, Mumbai Kar Vote, today we bring you a report from the D ward of the city. With upscale areas like Malabar Hills and Pedder Road, it also is home to congested middle-class localities like Nana Chowk and Grant Road. Citizens here accuse the BMC of differential attitude while dealing with the problems of the citizens. Disha Shah went on ground and sent us this special report. Take a look.
This is where Mumbai's powerful elite live. Be they the governor, the chief minister, the BMC commissioner, or business honchos like Ratan Tata, Mukesh Ambani, Adi Godrej and Kumar Mangalam Birla. But nowhere else in Mumbai is the disparity between the rich and the poor, government and citizenry so stark.
There are a number of old buildings which have been neglected in the sense that there is not a single parking to this building. Unless there are cooperative officers, either BMC or police, we are at mercy of so many people.
There is no cleanliness. The footpaths are encroached every day. The pedestrian has no way or road to walk, and Mumbai is sliding down in terms of cleanliness.
D ward has three contrasting regions: eastern, western and central. It covers stony neighbourhoods like Malabar Hills, Pedder Road, Nepean Sea Road, and also congested middle-class localities like Nana Chowk and Grant Road. Long-serving corporators say they too have to contend with the issue of disparity in the not-so-elite neighbourhoods.
Over here in Grant Road and Maulana Shaukat Ali Road and all those roads, people are treated as second-class people. I don't understand. In this rich class, there is actually sweeping for 2 times a day. And our areas are swept only 1 time, and that also haphazardly, like BIT Charles. There the persons don't come to clean the WCs and all that for days.
The biggest problem this ward faces is that of parking. 60% of the buildings in this ward are old, with not enough parking space available in housing societies. Residents of areas like Nana Chowk and Grant Road face a tough time as they are forced to park on the roads, and that too could soon prove expensive if they have to pay for night parking, as the Chief Minister of Devendra Fadnavis has recently proposed.
The problem what I see in those areas also are very similar, excepting that they are kept more clean and they respond to the complaints which are given by the citizens. And here the citizens are treated like dirt. No complaint is ever taken care of.
It is expected that the elected representatives will take note of this issue, and when buildings are being sanctioned, etc., it's kept in mind that all rules regarding the mandatory areas to be kept free and emergency services, etc., are kept in mind.
Though this ward has been tagged as the most elite ward, VIPs, VVIPs and even local residents for that matter face a tough time, and they almost share similar set of problems. What they want and expect their elected representatives to constantly engage with the citizens to solve these basic problems, from giving enough parking space available in the housing societies to cleanliness. These are the basic wish lists that the citizens expect of on this upcoming BMC elections, and they say that they'll vote only for those corporators who promises less and acts more. This is Isha Shah for Magic Bricks Now.
Potholed roads, mounting garbage, encroached pavements and crumbling infrastructure.
Whatever has to be done by the government has to be done by the government.
Ward by ward, Neta by Neta.
In the last civic polls, the plush Ward A saw the lowest voter turnout.
Find out who performed and who did not. Watch Ward Reports on Mumbai Kar Vote. Only on Magic Bricks Now.
And with that, it's a wrap here on this edition of the news on Magic Bricks Now. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.